In this video, I want to give some overview in the research of the research in the lifespan extension and discuss some news. And so please mind that in the description or to this video you will find the link to my Telegram channel, and this presentation will be in there, so that you can get the link and you can read the presentation with all the links and go into details. And okay, let's go. At the beginning of December of last year, that is quite recently, an article was published which some internet bloggers and mass media news outlets have presented as a breakthrough in research over rejuvenation. In this study, Japanese scientists used genetically modified mice which are characterized by accelerated aging. In such mice, the DNA damage repair mechanism is suppressed. DNA damage in all living things occurs spontaneously as a result of exposure to reactive oxygen species, radiation, and some toxins. And the accumulation of the DNA damage in mice leads to the development of atherosclerosis, early graying of fur, and infertility, and some shortened lifespan. So this is why they live so short. And you can find description of these mice in some following publication. I have already given a link to a recent publication that of some Swedish researcher that the so-called spike protein leads to a tenfold decrease in the efficiency of the DNA damage repair mechanism. So you can read the publication. This was experimental data. And this damage apparently also give an effect of accelerated aging of the body. You can find the presentation of this, my deleted video, on my Telegram channel, and can learn it. Okay, this is the publication, and you see Nature of Aging, and quite big, quite big team of the Japanese researchers worked. So a lot of money came they spent a lot of money. Yeah, so certainly not only salaries but all the money for the research, for experiments. And to the left you see healthy, normal mice. And normal mice are in age of 3 months, they look like this, they're young and active. And even in 15-16 months they are quite good, and they maybe fatty but look healthy also. Meanwhile, the genetically modified mice, they even in 3 months they are already even young, they are not looking healthy, and they are not supposed to live longer than 150 days, while these mice live 1000 days. So 150 days, maybe a little bit longer, but not much. Okay, then they are aging quick, okay, this because of DNA damage. And moreover, these short-living mice were kept on a diet high in vegetable oils, which leads to the development of atherosclerosis. It is already known that during the development of atherosclerosis, zombie cells which accumulate in the endothelium layer of blood vessels have an increased concentration of special glycoprotein, marked is like this, so it is just a marker of the glycoprotein, and on the membrane surface, and the healthy cells don't have this glycoprotein. And using this glycoprotein as a marker for the zombie cells, the researchers ensured the production of antibodies to the glycoprotein by standard means. It is established technology, it's just biologists know this, how to do it. And therefore they ensured the attack of the immune system on the cells with such a marker, and eventually destruction of the zombie cells. As a result, the number of the zombie cells decreased, life expectancy of mice males increased, and the senile degeneration of their body decreased in comparison with the control group. At the same time, the effect of selective killing of zombie cells was better compared to the use of known senolytics. Only 2 groups actually. First it was combination of dasatinib and quercetin, and another was chemotherapy drug navitoclax. In conclusion, the authors expressed a hope. They hope that the proposed technology can be used to find new methods of reducing the number of zombie cells in human bodies. Okay, this is the experimental results. You see, you see that the lifespan of males increased, maximum lifespan of male increased, and this female not. Okay, so there was some improvement in males, and I would not have paid attention to this publication if it were not for the enthusiastic responses of some internet bloggers and the mention of this study in the news. You can read about it yourself if you will enter such combination of words. So I'm not supposed to pronounce it, but Google don't appreciate it. But if you can copy from screen, and I mean you can type it and find a lot of news about this. At the same time, as a professional scientist, I just noted the inability to think logically of those who are too optimistic about such news. Yet, yes, indeed, huge amounts of money are now being invested in this direction, in the genetic modification of mice and every living beings. But if some investors have money, it doesn't mean that they have ability of critical thinking. Okay, let's discuss the publication. I do not deny the experimental fact that obtained by the researchers, but what does it have to do with the possibility of extending lifespan of humans? Absolutely none in my opinion. And the researchers worked with genetically modified short-living mice. In these mice, the aging mechanism is completely different from that of humans. Indeed, we age due to increase in the stiffness of the extracellular matrix, accumulation of some rubbish and junk inside cells and in the extracellular matrix itself, the degeneration of the immune system, and the reduced production of hormones and the enzymes. Okay, this is our mechanism in comparison with mice, where mice are aging because of this DNA repair mechanism suppressed. Okay. The explosive accumulation of zombie cells and senile tissue degeneration in the elderly humans, occurs due to the fact that the cells of the immune system and stem cells cannot freely migrate in the stiff framework of the extracellular matrix in order to destroy cancer, infected and degraded cells to replace them with the stem cells. That is, our immune system tries to constantly renew the cells of our body. We are just a colony of cells. It's the lifespan of single cell means nothing. We are colony. We can live, technically speaking, we can live forever, for eternity. Forever. Additionally, there is an accumulation of oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids in the thymus gland and in the walls of large blood and lymph vessels. Accumulation in the thymus is a very important part of the immune system, and also that accumulation in the blood and lymph vessels leads to atherosclerosis. Selective destruction of zombie cells with senolytic drugs can reduce the level of intoxication in the body of elderly people, but it does not provide a significant extension of their life, since this has little effect on the extracellular matrix stiffness. First of all, this refers to an increase in the stiffness of blood and lymphatic vessels, lungs, liver, kidney, and bladder. So for urine, yeah, okay? This is a marker of aging. And after all, people die primarily due to the cardiovascular diseases and the development of cancer tumors. That is, the cancer develops because from stiffening of extracellular matrix. Our immune system cannot eliminate these cancer cells, cannot migrate and cannot eliminate the cancer cells. This is why elderly people are getting cancer. Labeling zombie cells for their destruction by the immune system proposed in this publication cannot in any way ensure the extension of humans, extension of life, lifespan extension of humans. At young age and in elastic extracellular matrix, our immune system is quite capable of keeping the number of zombie cells under control without additional stimulation. And in a stiff extracellular matrix, this cannot happen even when the immune system is overstimulated. Attempts to stimulate the immune system of older people to destroy zombie cells can lead only to one result: a decrease in general level of immunity and inability to resist various infections. And consequently, to an extent, not to extension, but shortening lifespan expectancy. Okay. However, the authors of the publication state that, in their opinion, the developed technology may be used to alleviate age-related chronic diseases such as dementia and diabetes mellitus type 2 and atherosclerosis. And the researchers also state that they are very close to adapting this method of extending lifespan for humans, while they are currently testing it on monkeys, not mice, monkey. Again, it is huge wasting of money and just misleading of the public to some, I don't know, in wrong direction. Okay, this is a Japanese scientist, head of the group. Well, he has to be ashamed of the result of these promises. Okay, then there is an interdependence between the number of zombie cells, the level of tissue inflammation, and the stiffness of the extracellular matrix. I already explained in previous videos, pardon me, that it was our evolutionary adaptation of our body to quickly heal wounds in mammals. It is mechanism of our aging is related to this mechanism to quickly heal wounds in mammals. So what is happening? In response to tissue damage, so-called mast cells release pro-inflammatory signaling molecules, histamine, and this histamine activate fibroblasts. Fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen. Due to the production of the collagen, wound heals faster, while the local stiffness of the extracellular matrix increases. And what happens? The stiffness is increasing, and as a reaction to this increased stiffness, some healthy cells go to the zombie state. To prevent the excessive increase in the extracellular matrix stiffness. So this transition is just evolutionary development to heal our wounds faster. Okay, then they go to the zombie state and they release signal molecules, this SASP, and they initiate these signal molecules, they initiate transition of a part of the active fibroblasts to the zombie state. And then these new zombie cells themselves begin to secrete SASP. So they just suppress activity of the fibroblasts, and then also fibroblasts start to work as zombie cells, and they produce large amount of SASP. And high level of SASP signal molecules attract immune cells, macrophages, which come in and they destroy zombie cells, but they also destroy some excessive collagen, this and that. Thus, the wound healing process will be completed successfully. And if the stiffness, but if the stiffness of the extracellular matrix is increased not only locally but throughout the body, then the migration of macrophages and the stem cells is suppressed. And then the concentration of zombie cells and the concentration also this inflammatory molecules SAP only increases. So it is not, it is just go up, explosive accumulation of the zombie cells. And as we can see, the role of zombie cells is, at least in the younger age, is to avoid excessive stiffness of the tissues due to fibroblast activity. So in younger age, they just try to stop the excessive stiffness of the tissues and wounds, in the place of wounds. In this sense, the zombie cells decelerate aging. You see, zombie cells need to decelerate aging, in technically speaking. Yes, in part, it is like, it is not, they do not accelerate aging. They actually lead to senile degeneration of the body, but primarily they are supposed to decelerate aging. So the fibroblast activity is driven by the level of pro-inflammatory signaling molecules, this SASP, and also that appearance of the zombie cells relates to concentration of SASP and to histamine. In older age, the level of chronic tissue inflammation increases for many reasons, and therefore activity of the fibroblast is increasing with accelerated increase in the extracellular matrix stiffness. Okay, what is happening? You see, mast cells are getting overstimulated, and they produce histamine. Histamine is increasing activity of fibroblasts, and then what is happening? The stiffness of the extracellular matrix in all tissues is increasing, and the number of zombie cells and the level of SASP secretion increase explosively. So it is again, if it is not locally but in all our body, it is our immune system cannot fight against zombie cells and cancer cells, etc. So this eventually leads to self-poisoning of the body and death. This accumulation of zombie cells, which should be killed by immune system, but the immune system is not capable to do it, because they cannot migrate to everywhere, and migration is compromised. And then to slow down aging, what is needed? To slow down aging, it is necessary to reduce the level of chronic inflammation in the body. I discussed, but I'm not sure that maybe some intake of antihistamine drugs, maybe it will help, but there is no research in it. Personally, I take it every day, some amount of antihistamine drugs. But again, it is just my opinion. There is no scientific research in it. For rejuvenation, it is necessary to reduce the extracellular matrix stiffness while simultaneously increasing the activity of the immune system. So you can find in the publications this relation of the and role of immune system to exterminate the zombie cells, and also it is how it relates also to extracellular matrix stiffness and the destruction of zombie cells in a stiff extracellular matrix, but no means provides rejuvenation. Again, even if you use senolytics, the rate of transition of the healthy cells to zombie state increases with stiffening or extracellular matrix. So the older you are, the more new zombie cells appear, and even if you kill them with senolytics, again it is just unstoppable. And however, intermittent intake of the senolytics in older age is necessary to reduce intoxication and improve physical endurance. Again, when you are getting older, there is some moment when you see that explosive accumulation of the senescent cells, and then you're losing motivation to physical activity, and then it happens about the age of retirement. In different countries it is different. In Great Britain it is 67 years, so that's already this explosive accumulation of zombie cells because of stiffening of the extracellular matrix, in average. But in Russia it is even earlier. It depends on food, it depends on the environment, and it's stress level, on everything. Okay, let's go. And somehow again, who are claiming this, who are working in this area? It appears that Russian researchers are most active, while the rest of the world is going wrong direction. I'm Russian myself, and even if I'm physicist, I do appreciate the role of these Russian researchers. They try to convince people to invest more money, more resources to this research. But okay, then at least we can see some publications. So Russian researchers wrote about the role of extracellular matrix in senile degradation of the human body. For example, you can find a website, it is a Russian website, but with Google we can translate and you can read. And there are some review articles, 2 articles by Dmitry Veremenko, and he did good research and understood the mechanisms of aging in humans. It was honest and hard work, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It's good work. And I agree with his opinion that extracellular matrix stiffening was discovered about 100 years ago, but nothing serious has been done in this area, because again, people just have no idea what to do. And it is the rejuvenation of the extracellular matrix that is the key to radical life extension. Again, this also what I claim. We have to go this direction, not genetical modification or epigenetical or agenetical or epigenetical modification of cells, because cells are only 20% of our body. 80% of our body is extracellular matrix, and extracellular matrix, stiffness of the extracellular matrix, it controls our aging. Of course, also you can, I also was recommending to read review articles by Fedintsev and Moskalev in English, so it is very good article. Again, please read it. And there is another review article in Russian. Again, you can read it probably with Google translation. Overall, I find the conclusion of in this review articles to be correct. Right? Yeah, even I am a little bit go further, but I disagree with some details and recommendation on the side of this Nestoreni rule. For example, consuming broccoli and broccoli sprouts cannot extend lifespan, in my opinion. Not. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's you didn't do the research completely. It is just small details. It is just okay. But also, I believe that the recommendation to follow a mixed diet is wrong. Again, it is my experience, and I see that the carnivore diet is the way to go. And the statement that the maximum lifespan of humans is only 100 or 117 years, in my opinion, is complete and is wrong, again, incorrect. And I completely disagree with the opinion that it is impossible to expect some development of methods and drugs to reduce the stiffness of extracellular matrix in next 20-30 years, because I already have good progress in it. So, in difference from this guy, I go a little bit further. I propose the remedy, and it works. But in March, I have many common ideas with these people, like the role of extracellular matrix in the degradation of our body. And this is this Russian website. They don't have English version, but again, with Google you can read it. I will just encourage you. It's really good. And but again, this Russian researchers, and including myself, and the Western science go in some absolutely stupid direction. Pardon me. A lot of money, billions of dollars go to the genetical modification of cells and epigenetical modification of cells, and it is not a way. It is not a way. Okay, let's go. Okay, I believe that such dire state of research in life extension should be attributed to the fact that modern science has degenerated into part of propaganda and means of manipulation of ordinary people. There is no more science in Western countries. I mean, there are some people who are honest and work for science, and if you read scientific publication, you can find out some correct ones, but overall situation is so bad. At the same time, over past 2 decades, we have not seen any significant advances in fundamental research. Instead, fear and panic are raised recently about minor or not existent dangers. For example, the threat of global warming in conditions where we can rather expect a global cooling since year about 2030. This was honest scientists which are suppressed. I have video on it. They claim we are going to solar minimum, and this will be starting from 2030 will be very global cooling. How deep will be cooling? We don't know, but probably quite enough. Also hysteria about the danger of viruses, which have always been and will be with humanity, and then all these attempts to kill the virus, but virus is not alive. It is not a live body. Virus is just a piece of information. It is a piece of environment. We cannot kill environment. It's again, viruses just always appear, and what we can only do, we can improve our immune system and to fight it. So, and under the fall, and what were happening again, this since the fall of the Soviet Union, the capitalistic systems, these Western countries, they degraded so much that again that profit is now the only goal, and under the false pretense of developing methods to extend life of humans, corporations promote technologies for accelerated aging. This is what we see. and they also produce drugs to deteriorating health and shortening the life expectancy of ordinary people. Of course, it is understandable, because it is when people get retired, they not participate in productive activity. They are just burdened. They just and pension funds are empty. There is no money to pay for these baby boomers. What they expect to have. They expect to have good life, to travel in tropical countries and everywhere, and to be like enjoy life. And pardon me. And then what is again in order to get everything is to get extra profit and achieve complete control over ordinary people. This is what we see. In fact, corporations are trying to turn ordinary people into slaves without rights and freedoms, which just few years ago we considered natural and inalienated. Okay, so in the same time, before because we see just before our eyes splitting of society to two parts, major part, and the alienation of one part of the population to another. It's again. It is not fair at all. Again, I contributed to the fall of Christianity, but well, this is what we have. The people are not happy with losing all their rights to decide what to do with their bodies. And therefore, it is especially important now to improve personal health and extend a productive, active life. Again, that's people who are now 40 will not have retirement. They will live not long enough to get retirement. Okay, this is what I tell you. This is what is the goal. But also the people who already retired, they are not supposed to suck money from society, and because Western countries are overflooded with migrants, and this money go to migrants, not to elderly people. And we are talking no less about survival in the times of disintegration and destruction of the healthcare system. My goal, first of all, is my own survival, so of course. But I hope that my findings will help other project participants. As self-critics, I humbly admit that I must provide good evidence that I am not a charlatan and a fraud, that my ideas work and provide a real rejuvenation of my body. And as I said in the previous videos, rejuvenation takes at least 3 years. For me, it is to see good result. It will take 2 years longer from today. But I can present something already now, some changes already now. A marker of a decrease in the extracellular matrix stiffness is first, it is decrease in blood pressure with decrease in resting heartbeat rate. Yes. And increase in maximum lung capacity will be another marker. So if my maximum lung capacity is increasing, then it is evidence that extracellular matrix stiffness is reversed. And one more marker is increase in the bladder elasticity. Okay, sorry about this detail, but it is our life. Indeed, there is nothing more humiliating, in my opinion, for the elderly person that that having to wake up several times at night, having this nocturia, and in order to go to toilet, and eventually to get to old age that you have to wear diapers. And diapers, again, why? Because your bladder is not elastic anymore, and it is just all the urine go out, cannot stay. And this is so humiliating. And I would kill myself if I would have it. And I believe that, but this what I was getting this nocturia, and I was so afraid that I started work very hard to find what can I do to reverse this stiffening of the extracellular matrix. And I see improvements, This is a diapers for all the people. It is such humiliation. I cannot imagine I will be in situation to use them. Again, I would rather die. But okay, what I see that my lung capacity is increasing. It's already 5 liters and 200 milliliters. It's not bad. Not so well as a younger age. It was more than 6 liters, but it is increasing. in time, and the elasticity of my bladder improves also. Yeah, this is I got it. And so, and this problem with nocturia is not severe. I wake up once per night, and I drink a lot of water, and wake up at night, normally about 2 or 3 o'clock night, and after maybe 4 hours of sleeping. But well, again, just give me time. I will get to sleep with no waking up. Okay, just give me time. But again, if you are already in such situation, or if you expect to have this situation, because all the old people are getting it, so you just think, okay, what to do. And therefore, I am quite optimistic about the future, and may talk about the possibility of radical rejuvenation. So if I see the improvement, I just see I'm very optimistic, so I just have to continue. And you shouldn't have to trust me blindly, because again, but verify information yourself. I suggest to join the research team, and the goal of this project is not my personal benefits and wealth, but exchange of experience among the participants, mutual assistance, and improvement of health. Decide yourself how much money and time you personally could invest into the project, and over time you will not only improve your health, but maybe you will be able to teach other people as a health coach. Why not? You can help other people. But again, you don't trust me, you try. It takes little money and little efforts, but then you see improvement. It takes time, it takes time, and minimum 2-3 months to see improvement in blood pressure. But then just go on. And then eventually I believe that there will be opportunity to earn some money and invest part of this earnings in the project for common progress. Because again, somebody should make research. Yeah. If I would join some group, or some people, some scientists, professional scientists will join me, it would be good. Because again, everything, research, creation and maintenance of a website, production and shipping these remedies and food supplements, all this takes time and money. This is business. If you don't want to participate, it is your choice. It is your choice. It is life. Everything should be paid by, and should be paid, and also my time should be paid. I will do it myself anyway, because I don't want to die. I don't want to get this humiliation and all these problems. I want to be young, and I want that young ladies pay attention to me and look at me and so smiling. It is happening now, and maybe looking at my face it is not so obvious, but when I am go shopping, and my hair and my face mostly covered, and they see only my statue, they are impressed. okay, that's funny. I would gladly accept an opportunity to work with other researchers, as I said, but I have serious ideological disagreement with these Russian researchers like Dmitry Veremenko. I was in communication with them, and Alexander Fedintsev. I didn't communicate with him, but his ideas I don't like, because again, my idea, it is not only the role of extracellular matrix in the aging, but I provide remedies, I provide a cure for this, okay? And they believe that it is impossible, yeah? Also, I am a Christian, and I believe that we can live as long as the biblical patriarchs lived, so it's up to 1,000 years. So, but what we should do, we have to begin, we have to treat our body as a temple of the Holy Spirit, and really invest time, money, and efforts in building our perfect and healthy body. Because again, this is a lot of work and suffering, and some maybe limitations. So it's like you cut sugars, and you cut carbohydrates, and probably you are addicted to this, and it takes time and takes efforts. But if you have this goal, and I believe without this goal, you will not achieve the rejuvenation, because this gives you the idea why you should live. What is the motivation to extend your lifespan? Most of the people just say, okay, I don't want to live longer, 80 years enough, I will die, and I don't care. Okay, this is not for me. My opponents are atheists. This is also kind of religion, okay? they claim that maximum lifespan is 100 to 170 years. They said we developed from monkeys and we got this lifespan because monkeys die in the age of 40 and we live a little bit longer, but again, it is not my vision. It is not my vision. Monkey have 28 chromosomes, we have 26. Neanderthals Neanderthals were having also 28. Neanderthals are developed from monkey. Yes, it was evolutionary development, but the God Almighty took this genetic material and twisted it, improved it so that new human beings appeared with 26 chromosomes instead of 28, and then our body was created perfect. We were supposed to live forever. But again, a number of events happened, and then we also participate in this evolution of development. And then eventually we started to live shorter, and came to the age of like 100 years. But even Abraham lived more than 140 years. I cannot recall for sure. More than 140 years, sure, but maybe 180 years. And in Bible you can find some other people who were living very long. And okay, I will not go into details because it is big equation, big talk, big subject. But again, we developed this evolutionary, developed the healing, quick healing of wounds, and it was mechanism of quick aging. But if I understand it, and I know how to do this and that, then I can reverse this mechanism or suppress this mechanism, yes, and then to get higher, longer lifespan, the same as patriarchs in the Bible. So up to 1,000 years. Why not? As a Christian, I don't have any problem with this, and because again, okay, I will not go into details. It is quite complicated question, but yeah, it's probably not probably, it's most, in my opinion, it is possible. Okay, but these atheists, they get this idea that monkeys were living short, and then but also there was some interbreeding between Neanderthals and the Cro-Magnon people, and then we got this also changes in the genetics. And so we got between monkey and between this immortal humans. So okay, but they even don't go to this. As for me, I offer some logical explanation, at least logical for myself, and I indicate the way to achieve rejuvenation. These people say, no, we have to live we can live only 100 years, not longer, but if we can help you to get better health, okay, very well. Also, I work on my health too, but I have intention to live hundreds years, okay, and I think it is possible. Okay, I'm not afraid of this. I know that I go to paradise as a Christian, but again, it's not my motivation that I'm afraid of this. I'm not afraid at all. But I believe this would be a scientific achievement, also return to God Almighty, so that we will come back to be such creatures like Adam. Yeah, we will be closer to God. And for this we need this longer lifespan. Also, my advantage is long experience in working in science, in real science, because physics and chemistry and bio, and it's always true science. And my age also 64, that allows me to test my ideas on myself. And I produced some remedies since 2014. I started it, but there were some turbulent years that I was not able to do it, and then I restarted this project shorter than 2 years ago. I mean, not restarted about a year ago. I started to do it again because it's related to keeping bees. And this picture in the beginning of the presentation with bees, this is a secret of nature. queen bees live 40 times longer than working bees. And why? They have different diet, only different diet. And then different diet ignites this mechanism of rejuvenation. And the working bees die quick. They live 6 months mostly, but queen bees live much longer. Okay, this is what I propose, to get queens and kings, right? Okay, and yeah, or like in Narnia. Okay, Narnia, you know, Narnia of C.S. Lewis, the book Narnia. So please read it. It's a fantastic novel, and maybe you watched the movie, the film. It is fantastic. And it again explains our role to nature, in nature, and our role as humans. This is fantastic novel. Please read it. Okay, then yet again I started it, but it's a lot to do yet. It's a lot to do it. So you have to decide what to do, whether you will financially and support me and maybe other researchers who at least understand the mechanism of aging. These Russian researchers, they also good in understanding, and quite few of researchers in Western countries understand this properly. Okay, and what they are doing, I believe, wrong. Okay, I believe wrong, that all the science going to the genetical modification is wrong, absolutely wrong, and it will give no benefits. But some people try to produce some enzymes to reduce stiffness of the extracellular matrix in the Western countries, but with not much success. Okay, I will do it better. Okay, then mainstream science is moving mostly in the wrong direction, and a lot of money are wasted. I will help to all these billionaires, Bill Gates and other people who invest millions and billions dollars to the rejuvenation research, and with no result for 20 years or longer, no results. While I work quite short, and I have results. I can produce these markers of aging are improving. But again, sometimes people get angry with me. They're asking, who are you? You are not a medical doctor. No, you are not but a doctor in physics. How do you know what is good for health and what is bad? And indeed, I was not zombified to become a sales manager of the big pharma. I don't have any personal interest in keeping people sick and suffering to sell them the addictive drugs that only reduce symptoms, not heal the cause of them. I never trusted physicians. Instead, I put my efforts into learning what can be a cause of health complications related to old age, to find a cure for senile degeneration. Pardon. It took a long time, but I'm better now than I was 3 years ago, and I'm witnessing an improvement in my physique, endurance, and all markers of aging. And if somebody yet trusts official medical care specialists and governments after all this, almost 2 years happening around, okay, I can only say good luck to you, good luck. Go on, it's not my business. As for me, I trust scientific method to solve the problems, not that established science from Dr. Fauci or other officials, but true science that has no boundaries between physics, biology, and chemistry. I am a scientist. I can do I worked in chemistry, I work in physics, and I can do in biology, and I work in biology now. I don't see any difference. This is all science. The same as nature has no boundaries, then true science has no boundaries. So I was trained to be a professional scientist, and UK. Now situation is such that again, you may support me and it will help to go further, and or you can ignore me. It is up to you. It is your choice, not my business. I will go ahead anyway, but I will not disclose to public my findings. So, but again, action leads to consequences. Accept the consequences. Okay, that's all. Pardon. Again, a long video. Sorry. Pardon. I already cannot speak, cannot talk. Okay, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Okay, ciao.